everyone for joining this session. So I'll just give some brief about the microcap investing and how it is not similar to the normal investing of say mid caps or large caps or index investing. So generally microcaps are viewed as very risky stocks and that's why normal retail people not approach that investing in a right manner. Might be the high risk, or in other cases like they just gamble, but that is not actually the case with the microcap investing. It's a very interesting type of investing which needs actually very high amount of efforts. But if you willing to do that kind of efforts, definitely it gives you the fantastic returns. And I fully don't agree with the risk part. Definitely, they might be risky, but it depends on what kind of a work you have done for those investments. Uh, Firstly, microcap investing is not like any large cap investing where you know already the company is great like Asian Paints, HDFC, and Pidilite, and and you think that they will keep doing well in future. But the problem with the large cap well discovered stock is that they always trades on a premium until and unless there is a major event. So the last major event was a COVID. During that time, those all stocks came down, and you probably had a great opportunity to buy them. But you can ask yourself, like in last 10 years, how many times those opportunities was there? Probably in 2015, and where I clearly remember that Asian Paint has corrected significantly, and before that maybe 10 years before. And these are really great businesses, but the challenge is that they always trades on a premium valuation because everyone knows that they are the great businesses. According to my understanding, there might be various views according to various investors. I'm just putting my view that to create a wealth in a stock market, it is not enough to buy great businesses. We have to buy them at the great valuation or the right valuation. So definitely we want a good business, great business, but we also want them at the good valuations. Otherwise, the wealth creation may happen, but at the lower rate. So it's anyone's choice at what rate they want to grow their capital. And I personally think like if we'll put a little bit extra efforts, there is a huge opportunity that we can create or multiply our capital at much better rate. If you can follow Warren Buffett's early career, what he has done, we learn that we should be a long term investor. Whatever we are buying, we should have 10-year horizon, 15-year horizon, 20-year horizon, and so on. But and that's how I also started on my career. But slowly I understood that if you put little bit more efforts and you know some insights, then and plus 10-year horizon visibility, to build the visibility is quite difficult. Company goes through various phases, and when our capital is small, and we should be lucky as a retail investors that our capital is small, so we can churn that capital rapidly until we reach some mature stage where probably our churning might we can reduce that. And at that point of time our aim is not just to multiply the capital. We can enjoy that compounding benefit of 15-20%. But when our capital is small, then actually churning helps you a lot. Wherever you find out the pockets of opportunity which is not tracked well by the market, or you have built some insights by probably meeting the management, by understanding the sector good enough, going on ground, whatever it might be. I'll come to that later. But that definitely helps you to multiply your capital initially much better compared to overall market. And the beauty about the microcap investing is that in some cases or in specific cases, it is not directly linked with the large caps or say mid caps or even small caps. I This is my new learning, that it is all about the story of that particular company. If that particular company does well, it generally does well during the bad phase of market also. Like for example, probably I myself doubled my portfolio in last 1 year when the market was going through this tough phase. So it is the story of that company, how well you have tracked that company, and then what kind of insights you have built over the period of time. Microcap investing is not about you go and meet the promoter on the day one and you take a call that uh, that you want to invest in this company, because it doesn't work like that. You really have to understand who is running the business, how long he is running the business, what kind of capabilities he have, and to understand his mindset, his plan for the future. It generally takes a lot of time. So myself, if you'll take my personal example, then I at least meet these management 4, 5, 10 times, and then only I'm able to take some call that do we have to go ahead and invest in this company or we don't have to. Recently we have done about 27 crores of fundraise or preferential allotment for one of the micro size company, where we as an investor, me and my partner have taken a large chunk or the largest chunk. But for that we have done a lot of efforts. Probably in last 3 months I was at the plant for 40 days. Every alternate day I was there at the plant. So understanding the company, meeting the management, understanding the competition, it takes a lot of time. And we have to go through this process if you want to create some alpha compared to what is offered on rest of the market, be it a nifty related stocks or the index investing or mid cap investing. But once you go through that phase of learning for say 2, 3, 4, 5 years, then the results will speak themselves. So that is the learning curve. Learning curve might be a bit longer in case of microcap investing, but once you understand that how to filter out these stocks, then actually the alpha starts building. Definitely, initially you can start with a little bit more diversification when you don't have the insights, and all these things. Then you can start probably with 20, 25 stocks or maybe bit more. But as an when you start getting a more and more comfort and understanding about the various industries, sectors, promoters, then you'll get a lot of insights about these companies, and then you can reduce your overall portfolio to whatever comfort you have. For I personally have probably less than 10 stocks or 8, 8, 9 stocks, but and I'm quite comfortable with that kind of like number, because I have really gone deep deep into these companies, and understood their business model probably really well, and it has not built over the period in a last 1 month or in last 6 months. I've been following these companies from quite a long time, or at least a sector, if not company in some cases. So that is how you can build your understanding, and then start slowly. But definitely one should actively at least look for these micro caps. Don't start investing on the day one, because there are a lot of landmines here. So out of 100 micro caps, probably 80 or 90 may not work. So you have to be extremely careful. If you're a very newcomer, you stick to your existing style of investing, of nifty or index investing, or mutual funds, or whatever, new mid caps, large caps. But you can devote some period of time of your week in reading about micro caps, in reading about SME stocks, reading about these opportunities, so you'll be familiar with. And then over the period of time, you can slowly start shifting if you think that this is the thing for you. So I really enjoy like what kind of investing I am doing, because it gives you a lot of insights about the company, which is not given in any annual report or in any conference call. When you go and meet the management, he will tell you 10 other things or 20 other things which are not written in any books or anywhere. So that is how you should build your understanding and conviction. um, Another thing is like why I generally try to meet the management is not only because I am interested in that stock. It is because what his understanding is about his business and the overall sector. So when you'll meet five different management from a same sector, then you will get a decent understanding about the sector and a good understanding about each player. And then you can take a call if you want to enter in any of the player or you just want to follow that. And this actually helps you a lot when you want to do the filtration out of say 10 stocks or out of 20 stocks, which one or two stocks you want to invest. So so one of the most criteria while investing in micro caps is the management, because these are very small companies, probably 50, 100, 200 crores companies. If management is not right, everything can get wiped out. So like definitely the business is important, but even if the business is good and management is not that great, or he is not like shareholder friendly, then it can be a challenge. Initially, most of the managements of these micro-sized companies are not much shareholder friendly, but that is also their journey. They learn various things from the market and the investors. But you have to see that direction if they are going in a right direction or no, and then you can take probably your call. But very important learning in my career also is the management has to be right. If he don't have the vision to create the wealth for his shareholders and firstly himself, then we cannot get any penny from microcap investing. So probably I will give the 90% weightage to the management and remaining 10% for everything else. So the more you meet the management, more you understand about the management from various sources. Like like very good sources, just go and meet their suppliers or go and meet their customers. Just ask their customers, like are you satisfied with the service what they are providing. Check with the suppliers, like are they getting the payment on the, on the desired dates, or is there very much delayed. Check where their employees. It is a difficult task. I'm not saying it is very easy, but anyway you can start somewhere. And then that is how I also built the understanding over the period of time. And it gives you a very good insights about the company from their suppliers, customers, employees, what this company is all about and where does it stand compared to their competitors. Similar practice you can do with their other competitors also, and then you can rank these two, three, four companies whichever you have studied and ask their customers, employees, and suppliers. You'll have a very good understanding about the sector and that specific player. It needs a time, but it is a very interesting thing to know more about the companies and the managements and their suppliers, customers, and various other people. So this is how I generally try to invest. I generally don't invest in micro caps only by checking the annual reports or conference calls or just presentations, because it is highly risky. Just don't take your investment bets by reading whatever information is available. If you don't have the understanding about the sector in depth, or you don't know about what are the activities which are going on actually on ground, then it might be very risky. But if you follow this company very thoroughly, then it can give you actually a very good return. So you have to be very active while microcap investing in microcap. It is not something like that you will do for this for the part time or like half a day. It is not like that. I mean, it has to be a 24 by 7 activity, and but result will be fantastic returns. So recently I had invested in one of the like similar stock, and we got a very good returns, about 3 to 4x returns in last about 6 8 months. And there are multiple other cases also where I have got decent returns. But there is a lot of hard work which is behind it. I mean, you have to call 10 people and try to understand about the management and the business and the circle. But it is a very good, what you can say, exercise or an interesting thing, where you also learn a lot about how you can judge the managements, how you can judge the business, what they are talking, are they following it or not. And this is generally a process. So investing in large caps versus investing in micro caps is completely different. It takes like it's a full time thing, and you can build it probably over the period of time. So this is just a introduction I would like to give about the microcap investings. But returns will follow, and once you complete that learning curve, then the returns will actually explode. So it's own choice, like which way they want to participate. I mean, it depends a lot on like what kind of availability of the time they have, and and various other things. But if you are really interested into this thing, it is a fantastic thing, at least to start with. So Prince, this is just like a brief I would like to give, and then we can take this forward according to the individual questions, whatever they may have.
Right. So Sachank, although like you touched upon it, but when if I were to ask you how you like pick companies, so is it like if say you are tracking some sector and you come across some name and you start going about that company, or is there any screener on the basis of which you shortlist and then you whatever you discussed, you go about that after that? And on the top of that, like you talked about, you visit companies many a time. So, but that privilege is not available with individual investors, right? So, in such cases, what should be their I mean, how they should go about it? And Shashank, there are some comments that people want you to communicate in Hindi also, so we can keep a mix of Hindi and English if possible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Uh, so first question was based on like how to find out these companies based on the screener. तो मैं भी पहले ये स्क्रीनर चेक करता था, एंड आई यूज टू लाइक रन वेरियस स्क्रीन्स. क्या होता है जब भी आप नए होते हो, देन ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इवन टुडे. बट से यू नो कि आपका सर्कल ऑफ कॉम्पिटेंस क्या है, आपको क्या चीजें समझती है. Say out of 10 sectors you only understand say 3 or 4 sectors, so that is the first filtration criteria. Say for in my case, I generally don't understand much about the IT sector. Means मेरे portfolio में hardly कोई IT company होती है, because I am not competent enough to understand more about the IT. प्लस दूसरा प्रॉब्लम आईटी में क्या है कि स्कटल बट करना आईटी में इज बिट डिफिकल्ट. जब तक मुझे प्लान दिखता नहीं है, जब तक मुझे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एक्टिविटीज दिखती नहीं है, I don't understand that business very well. Plus IT में क्या है कि it is not very easy to understand from their customers, because they don't disclose much about their customers. That is not the case with manufacturing. So दैट इज द फर्स्ट फिल्टर कि आप पहले डिसाइड करो कि आपको कौन से सेक्टर में नॉलेज है. इफ यू आर इफ यू आर इन टू आईटी इंडस्ट्री फ्रॉम लास्ट से 10 15 20 years, डेफिनेटली आपको काफी अच्छी अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगी अबाउट दैट सेक्टर. आपको पता है कि आपकी कंपनी के क्लाइंट्स कौन से हैं, आपके सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ कंपनीज के क्लाइंट्स कौन से होंगे. आप आपके सर्कल में पूछ सकते हो, फ्रेंड्स को, या इन वट एवर सर्कल यू हैव. तो आपका डेफिनेटली अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेटर होगा. But that is not the case with me, and then that's why I don't jump into those things which I don't understand. In investing is actually very easy. Just you do what you understand, and you stay away from what you don't, or at least try to learn what you don't know today, and then later on you can follow that whenever you'll have the good like good understanding, or whenever you will develop that understanding. सो मेरा क्राइटेरिया क्लियर है कि मुझे से फार्मा ठीक समझता है, केमिकल्स ठीक समझता है, से अदर 3 4 सेक्टर थोड़े बेटर समझते हैं, प्रॉक्सी इनकी इन्वेस्टिंग थोड़ी बेटर समझती है. सो आई विल स्टिक टू माय सर्कल ओनली, एंड देन फिल्ट्रेशन बिकम्स वेरी वेरी इजी. क्योंकि से सेक्टर में सपोज 100 कंपनीज लिस्टेड है या 50 कंपनीज लिस्टेड है, तो ऐसा एक टाइम आ जाता है कि आपको वो 50 कंपनीज के बारे में मोर और लेस एवरीथिंग पता होता है. मीन्स दैट इज हाउ यू एक्चुअली फिल्टर. तो इसको थोड़ा टाइम देना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इनिशियली आप अलग अलग स्क्रीनर्स रन कर सकते हो, लाइक डेट टू इक्विटी क्या है, प्रमोटर होल्डिंग क्या है, लास्ट कुछ सालों में कितना ग्रोथ हुआ है, आरओसी के नंबर्स डाल के आप कुछ स्क्रीन रन कर सकते हो, या प्रमोटर ने प्लेज किया है या नहीं किया है. कैपेक्स बेस्ड आप कुछ स्क्रीन रन कर सकते हो कि उनका ग्रॉस ब्लॉक कितना चेंज हुआ है लास्ट कुछ ईयर्स में. सो दैट विल गिव यू बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग टू फिल्टर आउट द थिंग्स, एंड देन स्लोली आप ग्रेजुअली इंप्रूव करोगे, वेर यू probably have gone through probably say 80% of the sector in depth. अभी केमिकल में ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम आई हैव बिल्ड सम कॉम्पिटेंसी कि जहाँ पे मुझे पता है कि आउट ऑफ 100 कंपनीज प्रोबेबली नॉट इवन 90 से एटलीस्ट 75 कंपनीज आई एम ट्रैकिंग. तो मोर और लेस मोटा मोटा पता होता है कि इधर कौन सा कैपेक्स चल रहा है, ये क्या मैनेजमेंट का हिस्ट्री क्या है, कौन से प्लांट में वहां पे ब्लास्ट हुआ था, उसका क्या रीजन था, अ, या मैनेजमेंट शेयर होल्डर फ्रेंडली है या नहीं, उनके हिस्टोरिकल जो भी चीजें उन्होंने की है, कोई कंपनी में प्लेज है या नहीं, कौन सा प्रोडक्ट वो मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हैं, वो प्रोडक्ट में कितना कंपटीशन है, अ, या अपकमिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स क्या आने वाले हैं, क्या वो करंट प्रोजेक्ट का ही एक्सटेंडेड वर्जन है क्या, यानी कुछ कंपनीज करंटली से एक्स अमाउंट ऑफ केमिकल बना रही है आज, तो वो आगे जाके कैपेक्स करके उसका 2x 3x 4x सेम प्रोडक्ट में करती है. तो उसका कुछ अलग व्हाट कैन से implications हो सकता है, बिकॉज इट इज ऑलवेज इजी टू मैन्युफैक्चर और एक्सटेंड योर कैपेसिटीज based on what you already know compared to if you are entering into some other product. So that might be challenging. तो ये सारी चीजें you need to know according to your understanding which you will build over the period of time. So firstly decide what you really understand, and then फिर filtration करते जाओ करते जाओ करते जाओ and reach to that scale कि आपको एक general good understanding है about the sector. तो दिस इज हाउ आई जनरली फिल्टर, मीन्स बेसिक फिल्टर तो आप कभी भी कर सकते हो. दैट इज नॉट लाइक अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग. आप मैनेजमेंट कोई बाइंग कर रही है क्या, उसका कुछ फिल्टर यूज कर सकते हो. स्क्रीनर पे सारे फिल्टर्स मीन्स अवेलेबल है. आप थोड़े कुछ स्मॉल स्मॉल चेंजेस करके क्राइटेरिया डाल सकते हो, एंड यू कैन कम टू कंक्लूजन ऑफ दिस कंपनीज. देन आप ये भी फॉलो कर सकते हो कि जो सुपरस्टार इन्वेस्टर्स है लाइक विजय केडिया जी या बाकी जो भी देर लाइक लॉट मेनी ग्रेट इन्वेस्टर्स, आशीष कचोलिया जी, तो वो क्या वाई कर रहे हैं. जस्ट डोंट कॉपी देम, ट्राई टू लाइक चेक व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, एंड देन आपका खुद का अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिल्ड करो कि आपको वो समझ में आता है क्या, उसमें क्या कॉम्पिटिटिव स्ट्रक्चर है, क्या एंट्री बैरियर्स है, क्या ग्रोथ हो सकती है आगे, करंटली क्या बैलेंस शीट का पोजीशन है, बहुत ज्यादा लेवरेज कंपनी है क्या, उनका वर्किंग कैपिटल कैसा है, क्योंकि वर्किंग कैपिटल ऑल्सो विल टेल अस अ लॉट अबाउट दैट कंपनी कि उनके इन्वेंटरी में पैसा स्टक है क्या, उनके रिसीवेबल्स बहुत ज्यादा है. क्योंकि जनरली दिस माइक्रो एंड स्मॉल साइज कंपनीज कैन रिपोर्ट अ वेरी गुड प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, बट सारा पैसा रिसीवेबल्स में होगा, देन देर इज नो यूज एक्चुअली. कैश में कितना लाइक कैश कितना चर्न हो रहा है या कैश फ्लो कितना है, दैट ऑल्सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो ये बेसिक फिल्टर्स आप कर सकते हो, एवरीथिंग इज अवेलेबल ऑन स्क्रीनर. बट रीच टू दैट कंक्लूजन और दैट स्टेज आई वुड एडवाइस कि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ये इंडस्ट्री में एटलीस्ट क्या क्या चल रहा है विथ ईच इंडिविजुअल प्लेयर, एंड दैट कम्स विथ सम एक्सपीरियंस, एंड दैट इज द एक्चुअली लाइक राइट वे टू फिल्टर आउट. कि आपको पता है फॉर एग्जांपल इन केमिकल इंडस्ट्री कि दिस कंपनी डोंट हैव द राइट प्रैक्टिसेस, और इसीलिए उनको वो प्लांट में पीरियोडिक ब्लास्ट होते रहते हैं. ऐसा ऐसे काफी कंपनीज है दैट वेयर they don't follow the good practices, and many a time they don't report also to exchanges. I can tell like n number of examples of good companies which is perceived good by the market. They don't report these incidences of blast, and there has been a huge blast historically in this company. So ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आपको थोड़ा प्रोसेस करने टाइम लगेगा, बट you can keep on filtering out according as and when your understanding builds. So that would be my answer to first question. Second question which you ask कि management को जाके मिले कैसे, तो this is a very good and valid question for any retail or for any investor. So today also, like if I'm approaching say 10 people or 10 management, all 10 don't respond. That is that is the hard truth. But that doesn't mean you should stop chasing them, because until and unless आप उनको जाके मिलोगे नहीं, you won't have the clear understanding or at least a better understanding compared to जो annual report में या con calls में या presentations में दिया है. तो that is the 365 days practice की you start chasing them. Investor relations available है. Investor relations generally do a very good work for you to connect the investors with the management. तो जहां पर भी available है, you just approach them. कुछ केसेस में अवेलेबल नहीं होगे, तो देन यू डायरेक्टली राइट टू द मैनेजमेंट दैट आई वुड लाइक टू नो अबाउट योर बिजनेस, बट प्रोवाइडेड दैट आप आपका होमवर्क पहले करो, because management will be also interested to talk to you if you know enough about the sector or the company. Otherwise then they are also not much interested. आप आपका कुछ thesis रहेगा, report लिखा रहेगा, then you forward that with the management. There are good amount of management, so at least if you write that mail or the report or whatever to 10 managements, at least 2 or 3 will respond. So आपका 20% भी काम हो जाएगा, still it is okay for you. That is what I believe, and that is how I also work. 100% success rate or respond rate कोई नहीं करता है. So that is how you can start meeting this management wherever it is possible. Other thing, पहले जो होता था ये कोविड के पहले कि there used to be a physical annual general meetings, AGMs. तो वहाँ पे मैनेजमेंट बहुत खुल के बात करता है, तो वो एक अच्छा रिसोर्स था. And anyone can participate in a AGM. For that only requirement is you should have at least one share. तो ये एक अच्छा लाइक वे है टू मीट द मैनेजमेंट. अभी वो क्या हो गया, सब VC बेस्ड हो गया है, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग एंड ऑल. तो वहाँ पे लाइक कोई मजा नहीं है. तो देयर इज लाइक दैट इज अ चैलेंज रिसेंटली. But this is how you can build on your journey, and it is a long journey, but you have to start somewhere. Prince, anything else in a question, or did I
Right,
answer?
right. Yeah, you answered it well. So, Tanmay, Darshan, Abhilash, in that order, you guys can quickly ask your questions to Shashank, and then we take few questions from the comments and we keep going. Yeah, Tanmay, you go first, and then Darshan, and then Abhilash.
Yeah, Shashank, so what I understood from your statement, initial statement, that 90% of the success depends on the promoter, right? And secondly, also you clarified that, is for the retail investor coming to the market for very first time, it may be difficult for them to get access to the owner. Right now I'm asking for the people, those who are coming to the market for first time or maybe 1 2 years. 90% of the retail investor, the portfolio won't be more than a couple of lakhs or maybe less, right? Now for them, first of all, putting that much of effort going behind microcap investment, right? Is it a right strategy for them to invest at the very beginning of their career, or what do you suggest that, for example, somebody made a good portfolio, and let's say some percent of their portfolio they are starting with microcap investment, because couple of things you told, which is that 24 into 7 job with your work, if you want to do a microcap investment, is not difficult because you have to continuously track, right? So that is the first question. And the second question is that, Shashank, that for example, you told one example that there are a stock become 3 to 4x after you invested, right? Now the question is, because the microcap, the capital deployed or investment by the promoter won't be that much, because by nature is a micro cap, right? So it will be very easy for any competitors to kick in and start deteriorating their returns and their profit and everything, and can done very quickly in a span of 6 months, 1 year. As soon as somebody sees that something they are doing well, it will be easy to copy. So bad entry barrier will be much lesser in the micro cap stock. So what is your exit strategy? What point it triggers you that, okay, fine, now I made a money, and now let leave that company because I'm sensing that something is uh, going to deteriorate the performance. I want that, but part you just elaborate by step for people those want to try in the micro cap. So these are two questions from my side, Shashank.
Yeah, thanks, Tanmay, for the questions. Uh, I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, yeah. So first you asked about the new investors. So yeah, I'll advise the same that if you are a new investor, please don't jump into the micro cap investing, because it takes a time, and like your capital also is a small. So it's better that you follow a normal route of large caps, mutual funds, index investing. And then but time you can devote if you have interest, and the time with you, you can explore these opportunities just for the learning purpose. I'm not saying like you go and put your capital. And as and when you'll get a more and more comfort and understanding, you can start deploying a little capital, probably 5%, 10%, 15% over the period of time, according to your understanding what you will have. But definitely not on the day one, not on the first year. Even for a couple of years, you should not try something here. And that is how I also started. I have not started the micro cap investing on the day one, because it is impossible to get anything out of it if you are going to start on a day one. Because uh, I mean, you will discover these stocks when the story is over. So the smart people will sell to you, and then you will be loser. So that is how it is. So it's better that you don't start directly investing into it if you are very new to it. And then you can have your capital divided, how much you want to put according to your understanding in microcaps and all other mid and small and index funds. So that was the first question. Second question, what you asked on my was like about the market share or the entry barriers, and how easy or difficult it is to like for the competitor to enter into the products of the company. Yeah, I mean, there is not a very simple answer, Tanma, here, because I have observed in my journey that there are certain companies, even if they are very small companies, say 2, 3, 400 crores, or say 1,000 crores companies, they have created some niche, and then there is no competitor for them in the market. uh, and they have developed their niche over the period of time. It is not like they have started the business last year or last 5 years and they have developed it. So if you can find out those businesses in micro size, then it's great, and then you have to be with them till their journey. But definitely, if you're like, say, for example, following any chemical company or any, say, metal company, which is into a commodity section. So, for example, now we all know that Deepak Nitrite manufactures the phenol. If tomorrow someone comes, or like let's take it reverse way. There is some micro size company who is manufacturing a phenol, and tomorrow Deepak Nitrite enters because it have a large scale and capability and the management bandwidth and the balance sheet, then that micro size company will be wiped out. But in some other sector or in some other niche where there are actually some very high entry barrier which cannot be disrupted by only the capital, and it is very difficult to enter into that sector, then I will be very positive about that micro size opportunity. And I will bet a good amount of, or give good amount of allocation of my portfolio, because I have seen in my journey that there are certain companies which, even if they are small, like for example, to take a name, let's take a name of Poshak. So Poshak is into fogination. So let's not talk about the valuation and the stock price. I'm just giving you an example of the business. So there are, like, I don't know, there is a who is a next big competitor for the Poshak till now in last, say, 5, 10 years, who have created a significant capacities into the fogination. So the company is hardly like very small, probably not micro but small cap, but they have developed their niche, and it is really difficult for others to enter into their segment. That doesn't mean that it might be a great opportunity to invest or no, but I'm just giving you the example that in certain cases it is possible that these micro size companies can offer you a good entry or good business which has not done by like other players. Like today only we had an interview of one of the managements where we have invested in last 8, 10 months. So in that opportunity, I have not seen any other player in the market which is which which is like doing the similar business like them. And to enter into that business also will, I mean, competition will take some time, at least next 2 to 3 years, to build a competency. To Because capital is not the only reason where they will reach here. And probably like larger companies are also not interested because of the profit pool is not very high, which they might look for. So if you can identify those niche players, then there is a high probability that they can create a decent wealth going ahead. But it is not the case with every opportunity. 90% of the opportunity you will find out there is a commodity kind of element in that. So I am giving you like 90-10 bifurcation.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tanmay, for your question. So, Abhilash, no, sorry, Darshan. Darshan, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yes. Hi, Shashank. Thank you for the opportunity. Hope I am audible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead.
you're audible. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Shashank, I'm working in a venture capital fund, and we invest in startups. And I can relate the difficulty for the retail investor, even for the HNIs to invest in microcap, because what we majorly face the problem is for the startups very limited information is available. इवन लाइक कुछ कुछ में रेवेन्यू भी नहीं होता, कुछ कुछ में EBITDA नेगेटिव होता है एंड एवरीथिंग. सो there is no financial numbers or the information on which you can make a decision, right? So I feel that such problem we also face in terms of micro cap. So no doubt in micro cap there are more information available as compared to startups, but even in micro cap some micro caps EBITDA is not there on negative. There is only the revenue. uh, आप कैश फ्लो की तो बात ही नहीं कर सकते, because and many of the investors, veteran investors tell you that look at the cash flows and don't look at the P&L and all those things. But यहाँ पे cash flows ही नहीं है, right? So it becomes very difficult for an individual investor to make a decision, right? तो वहां पे it becomes very much important to meet the management, understand the business model, revenue model, and especially understand the product. If you understand the product, then you'll be able to understand the moat or the competitive advantage around it, right? But again, it's difficult for the retail or even HNIs to get access to the management, right? So do you think do you feel there is a need of such VC fund? There are VC funds, so like do you feel the need of micro cap funds, so that retail investors can invest in those funds, and as a fund, entirely fund, they can meet the management, because as a fund manager you can get access easily to the management. So I wanted to understand your thoughts on it.
Sure, sure. Thanks for that question. So, one or two points I will add and I'll answer your question after. So, there are various ways by which you can invest in microcaps. Uh, like what you are saying about the startup, that generally they don't have the good numbers and all that things. So it might be true for the microcaps, it might not be, because there are certain microcaps where the company is in existence from last 40 years, but suddenly something has changed today, and that's why I mean the investor might be interested today to invest into them. Like for example, change in management, or the new generation or the next generation which is coming into the business, which is very enthusiastic and they want to take this business forward, or like anything else, like government of India has applied some anti-dumping duty, or the competitor gone away out of the business because of his financial issues. So the reasons might be different. So in these cases, like there is a high probability that you might have the good amount of history with you, which is generally not the case with the startup, because as they are the startup, generally historical information is not much available and the financials and all might not be very good. Mostly in the cases of like they might be in the losses and all. In case of microcaps, also they might be in losses or the profits might be very thin, but reasons might be different. Like management might be very competent enough, but they don't have the risk taking abilities because, say, their other partner was not enough, like not enough support, or they don't he didn't wanted to take the risk. But today he is out of the business, Now this guy is running the business, and now they want to take this business to the next level. So these all things can happen in microcap investing. Just you have to study it case by case, wherever there is a pocket of opportunity. And I'm not talking about like in a year you will get say 50 different opportunities. Even if you get two great opportunities, I mean you can earn a decent amount of returns out of that, provided you understand them really well. Um the second part, or the like what you asked about, like should there be a VC fund or some portfolio where retail investors can use that as a platform to invest into it? Definitely, I think, because what you said is absolutely right. The retail investors don't have the access to meet the managements and visit the plants, and due to exact same reason, I have started this microcap club, where we started taking our members to the to for the plant visit, so that they can actually understand and see what are the things which are ongoing on the ground. And in next month also we'll have a couple of visits. So if anyone are interested, they can join. But what you are saying, like it is right, that there might be like it's good if someone comes up with some fund where they only invest in say less than 1,000 crores or whatever might be the criteria, and retail investors can participate. With that route, might be the capital requirement also might be low, the diversification might be high, because the challenge with say for some of the SME companies, that minimum capital requirement is say 1.2 or 1.5 lakhs, and you have a very small portfolio, then allocation will go for a toss. But instead of that, if you are putting say 1,000 rupees or say 10,000 rupees as a SIP in some fund which is only focused on these opportunities, then they can get benefited out of that. But provided that you have to find out the right fund management manager which actually fulfills all your criteria and all that. But it's a good idea to have these type of funds. So right now today probably we have small size, like small cap portfolios or mutual funds. Tomorrow, like me, we might have these micro size funds also, depending on the regulatory uh, criterias and all. But it is good that, so that the retail investors don't have to take all this pain, and wherever they don't have the access, they can like go through this route. PMS also, I think, does the similar type of work, wherever I mean, depends on the philosophy of a PMS. But I think like they have the decent access to the management, and then if they want to invest in microcaps, they can.
Thank you, Shashank.
Thanks, Darpin. Abhilash, you can go next.
Yeah. Hi. How shall I start? Like value educator or Shashank or my friend? On a lighter note, Shashank, if right now, I think you have started into microcaps very few months ago, if I'm not wrong. Is there any criteria like you're keeping a maximum cap of total percentage of your portfolio in microcap, as it is a highly risky thing, or how you are going on your allocation side? And second question is regarding the cyclicality. People say cyclicality. Often think that cyclicality is something like metals or sugar or whatever whatsoever. But as far as my observation is concerned, any business is cyclical in its own nature. So how do you define? How do you decide
Abhilash is,
whether
I
to
think, not
exit?
audible. Is it audible to others?
Am I not audible?
Yeah, I can hear him.
I don't
Was
know.
he
Prince,
Like,
if you can.
not audible to you?
so just you check with his question and just tell me I'm not audible, and then I can reply.
So Abhilash,
Okay,
quickly
Prince,
repeat the
you
question.
can go
So
ahead with my question. Yeah, yeah. Chalo. Like I wanted to know about the maximum cap. Had
Prince,
he
I'm
had
not
any?
able to hear from the Abhilash. I can hear you.
Okay, Prince,
okay,
you can throw
so
my
so
question on
he's
him. Like two questions.
he'll repeat his question, and I'll take that question with you, Shashank. So Abhilash, quickly go ahead,
Sure.
please.
Okay, first point is Prince regarding the maximum cap of allocation in microcap for his portfolio, like whatever he is managing or personally. Is he keeping a maximum cap that he should give this much of allocation to microcaps, considering the risk? And second question is that regarding the cyclicality, when to sell a company irrespective of the business model. Like if it is facing a cyclicality, maybe it is a kind of earnings compression, or maybe a raw material issue, or
Okay, thank you,
whatsoever.
Abhilash.
How,
So,
what would
Shashank,
be his thinking in that?
right, right. So, Shashank, basically, first question is how much percentage of your overall portfolio does micro cap? What's the upper limit for the micro cap in your portfolio? That is question number one. And for second question is asking about the cyclicality in business, right? So, how you deal with the cyclicality elements in the business while you are holding them? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks Abhilash for the question. So right now I have the maximum amount of my portfolio is into micro caps, and it is not advised to anyone that you should follow this approach. Again, I will repeat, it depends on your comfort. And then you can take a call how much you want to invest. Right now, maximum of my portfolio is into these small size opportunities. Second question was related to what, Prince? Cyclicality, right? Yeah,
Cyclicality is in micro cap.
right, right. So
How
yeah,
would we
so
how would
micro
he take
caps
a decision whether to sell or
can
to?
have
Is
some
it a temporary
cyclicality,
phenomenon?
irrespective of in which sectors they have. Right, like in the case of 2018 to 2020 period, probably the micro and small cap guys might know it very well. So due to change in regulation or something, these companies can get affected. But still, I mean, my only advice is that you should go behind understanding the company, and if the company have some strong business model and they are doing something special or niche or something different which is profitable and scalable, by maintaining their balance sheet and all, and improving the whatever inefficiency they have today, I generally see that those companies get uh, valued better even in a bad market. So that is, I mean, for a couple of say months or one or two quarter, they may not perform much, but those companies also don't fall much if the investors or the companies are posting a decent amount of profits. The day the profitability will go for a toss, or there is cyclicality into profitability, the investors are not able to predict the future profits in a better way, then there is a cyclicality into the stock price also. And then it again depends on the which sector are you investing. If it is a cyclical sector like a metal or say different industries, sugar and all, then it will definitely resulted in their results, quarterly or yearly results, and the stocks will also follow the same approach. Uh, and
So
Yeah,
yeah, additional question to his question is like, does like if there is an element of cyclicality, so is it like in the down cycle you end up selling and enter again, or it's like you, sail through that cyclicality and keep on holding the position? So that was his question.
so what I generally do is, like, initially, when I understand that opportunity is really good, uh, with all my checks and all, and initial valuation is good and all, so I will allocate a little higher capital, uh, like whatever I am comfortable with, uh, to lose if that stock falls and all. And then as and when it starts performing, I will start cutting down my exposure, and I will come to that exposure which I'm okay with to keep on holding on. That is what I personally follow. It might be reverse for others, that they will start with a smaller location and then they will increase it. It all depends on opportunity to opportunity. uh, but I follow the other one also, where I have the less conviction and less research, and like there is a high probability that it may not work or something like that. Then I will start with a very smaller location, and then I will ride to that journey. But wherever I have a high confidence, high conviction, and better understanding about the sector management and various other things, I will start with a decent allocation, and then I will cut down that allocation when I will get, say, initial 2, 3, 4x. So that takes care of a bit of a cyclicality part.
Right. So Kaushik, if you have any question, you can go next.
Hey, thanks, Prince, for giving an opportunity. I don't have any specific questions,
I don't
so
know.
I
I'm
just
not
wanted
able
to.
to hear any participants' questions.
Oh,
Sorry, am I audible?
so
Uh,
Kaushik, you are audible to me, but I guess Shashank is unable to. Oh, so one second,
should
like
I
Manoj,
rejoin?
you try speaking. Manoj, Shashank, am I audible to you, or even
Yeah, no,
I'm
no, no.
also
You are perfectly audible. I don't
okay?
know.
Okay, okay. No issues then. So Manoj, can you unmute and try asking, and if Shashank is able to hear you?
Yeah, this happens. Prince, this only happens for on the updation part. I think he should sign
Oh,
off and again sign in the thing. He'll be able to understand. He'll be able to hear that.
So Kaushik, what was the question? Sorry, I missed.
Yeah, my question is very simple. How do he generate the idea, and if he's generating the idea, what is the process of research that he follows? I just wanted to understand this aspect.
Kaushik, I think this has already been discussed as you joined late, so maybe we
Oh,
can like okay.
sure,
Thanks.
sure, sure. I'll do reason for the recording. Thanks for
Okay,
that.
okay. So Manoj, any question on your part, or shall I go with my questions?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hello.
Shashank, is he audible to you?
no, no, he's not audible. Please.
So Manoj, you can ask me. I'll pass it on. Quickly ask your question.
Yeah, what about in pharma sector?
क्या फार्मा सेक्टर में क्या सवाल क्या है सवाल
सवाल है कि अभी इस फार्मा सेक्टर में अभी कैसे होगा कि अभी मैं फिलहाल फार्मा लिया हूँ उसमें
ये
कैसे
यार ये
रहेगा?
स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन है सॉरी बाकी मैं फार्मा का पूछ देता हूँ
या
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Yeah, so he was asking about the pharma sector and specifically if we have something like from you on pharma space in the microcap space.
So, question is like about the view on the pharma sector, or what is?
Yeah, general question on like view on pharma sector and specifically if you can relate it with the microcap space, any interesting developments in the pharma space, that would be great.
Okay, sure. So, I mean, I'm not holding anything into the pharma micro size opportunities because of say various reasons. Because pharma में कैसा है कि until and unless you don't have such a product which is very niche, उसमें competition ही नहीं है, and कोई small and micro size company है, then it is okay. You can look for it. मुझे तो ऐसा कुछ ऐसा दिखा नहीं अब तक which is like 200-300 करोड़ revenue की company है and they have some specific niche product. So I have not invested in any micro size pharma company. Pharma में generally I mean whatever is my limited understanding is that like these CRAMS players or CDMO players does well if you like tap them or identify them at the right price and right valuation because nature of industry वैसा है आपको और ज़्यादा जानकारी चाहिए होगी तो you can follow my series on YouTube 4 पार्ट का 4 घंटे का मैंने सीरीज किया है वो तो आप आराम से देख सकते हो उसमें काफ़ी डिटेल में मैंने हर एक टर्म एक्सप्लेन किया है तो फार्मा में माइक्रो कैप आई एम नॉट श्योर कि हाउ वेल it will go through. I keep on finding out different opportunities. Might be some proxy opportunities directly pharma मेडिसिन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में नहीं होंगे या ड्रग मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में नहीं होंगे बट कुछ उनके प्रॉक्सीज हो सकते हैं तो दैट आई लाइक एंड आई एम करंटली इन्वेस्टेड इन सम ऑफ like those opportunities which are the proxy plays and in general view of the pharma sector then pharma में कैसा है कि it is like a sub sector into a main sector. I mean there are 4 or 5 different things like he like domestic based branded generics है US based generics है these uh, uh, CDMO players are there, CRAMS players are there, CRO are there. Then अलग-अलग चीजें हैं. There are certain companies which only focus on say African countries or some other than US and Europe countries. So it depends on like which opportunity are you planning to invest and uh, and do you have that like required knowledge or not? Because pharma can be a very complex sector because there are many moving parts. So it is like my only advice is that कि आप study करके ही decision लो कि आपको कहाँ पे invest करना है. And one company and another company may not be very highly correlated depending on where they have the presence, with geography, and what base they have, what products they have, how much competition is there into that particular product, and all those things. So this is generally I'm talking about the pharma sector. मैंने YouTube में बहुत सारे videos create किए हैं on pharma industry and stock specific. आप उनको देख सकते हो.
Right. So Anurag, you can quickly unmute and ask your question.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hello. Hello. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead,
audible.
please.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask you. Say, suppose in investing, we first select the sector, then we see which are the tailwinds and the headwinds, then we select our bets. But in the micro caps or the SME segment, do you think that sector really makes any meaning, or we have to see the company specific, the special situation, or the corporate action that is developing?
So was he audible, Shashank?
No, it was not. I think there might be
Okay.
some issue
So
on
I
mic.
repeat. Hi,
But can you
Shashank.
please repeat what is it?
I repeat. I actually say in investing, firstly we select the sectors, then we select the stock specific. We go to stocks, right?
Uh,
In
right.
micro
Go
cap,
ahead.
do you think that sector really matters, or it's company specific matters? We have to see the special situation arising out the company, or something like corporate action, like this, preferential going on, some fundraising, capex plan. This really matters, or this thing sector really matters in the micro caps?
Okay, Anurag, I got your question. So, Shashank, the question is broadly like sector is more important, or it's like stock specific developments are more important, in the sense like if in case there is a turnaround story or maybe a special situation and some corporate announcements about like so that kind of thing, which is more
Yeah, yeah,
preferable.
yeah. Exactly that. Exactly that.
Yeah, very good question actually. So micro caps में see it is all about the stock का story क्या है and क्या वो management execute कर सकता है या नहीं कर सकता है. Probably आज उनके पास उतनी efficiencies नहीं होंगे, but due to one or the other reasons they are trying to improve and वो actually click होता है, then it is all the story about that specific company and the management. But आपको sector से tailwind होगे कुछ, then definitely it will help you to take that opportunity much further. So you can choose what where you want to invest or what type of opportunities are available. But sectors का tailwind होता है, then I will prefer that also. If sector is not doing well, then वो कंपनी को अच्छा करने के थोड़े कम probabilities होते. कर सकती है कंपनी, ऐसा नहीं कि they cannot do, but it is like swimming with the tide or swimming against the tide. So आप against the tide भी जाके you can go a bit further, but it will be a lot of efforts. So check about the opportunity, which opportunity is there, and like a reverse case कि sector अच्छा कर रहा है doesn't mean that कि every company will do well. So you have to be very very stock specific कि वहां पे क्या चल रहा है, what is the story about that particular company, and like the management and their what are their plans about the capex or the acquisition or change in management, or the second generation which is coming into the business, or reduction of the debt, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So you have to understand that specific story much better compared to the sector. But आपको sector पता है तो आपको story समझ जाएगा.
Okay, okay. One more question, Sasank. Actually, what happens is that some say earlier you were promoting the model portfolio, right? Hello.
Anurag, he is not able to hear you, so you can
Okay.
write your question in the comments. I'll read
Okay.
it out to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Should I once quickly leave and join again to just check?
We can do that.
Just a second, give me a
And guys, in the meantime, if you have not connected with our handle and not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. All the recorded session are placed over it so that you guys can revisit at any point in time. And also you can pass on the good knowledge to your like nears and dears. So Sashank, I sent you the speaker request again. I hope it would be fine this time. Hello.
let's see if I can
Okay.
listen from the participant.
So Shashank, like we have certain questions in the comments. I quickly read out those to you, and then we can like see if any other
Sure,
questions are
sure.
there. So one question is like, what all should one read while researching microcaps? And like, how much time does a microcap club member needs to invest in plant visits? Are management meets done online also?
Uh, yeah. So first is, I mean, I'll take. Let me take the second question first. So, it depends on the individual club member कि उनको कितना time spend करना है. It is not mandatory. It's own call. So you can come with me. You may choose not to come. And yeah, I mean, there are like lot of meetings we also do, uh, which is online. So till now we have done about 5 6 meetings for which the recordings and everything is available for the club members which they can follow. And later on, like unko for plant visit आना रहेगा, whenever we have the access they can join us. And Prince, first question क्या था? What to read, right?
What all should one read while
Yeah.
researching microcaps?
तो कैसा है सर कि माइक्रो कैप स्पेसिफिक आई हैव नॉट केम अक्रॉस एनी मटेरियल. बट माइक्रो कैप का अंडरस्टैंडिंग आपको तभी आएगा जब भी आपको सेक्टर पता है या अदर प्लेयर्स पता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, let me take an example of say chemical industry. So when you know what different players are manufacturing, like दीपक नाइट्रेट का क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट्स है, उनके अपकमिंग कैपेक्स क्या है, कितना कैपेक्स का अमाउंट है, क्या बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन है, क्या वैल्यू चेन है, कौन कस्टमर है, सप्लायर कौन है. सेम अबाउट आपको ऐसे से 20 लोगों का पता है, दीपक नाइट्रेट पता है, पोषक पता है, जुबलैंड इंग्रेविया पता है, और 50 लोग पता है. देन आपको लाइक देन यू विल एबल टू रिलेट वेरी वेरी क्विकली अबाउट द माइक्रो साइज कंपनी कि ये कुछ स्पेशल प्रोडक्ट लेके आ रहा है क्या, जो मार्केट में नहीं है. या फॉर एग्जांपल लेट मी टेक एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल. अभी साधना नाइट्रोकेमिकल्स करके एक छोटा सा कंपनी है. तो दे आर ट्राइंग टू मैन्युफैक्चर अ प्रोडक्ट कॉल्ड एज दिस पैप पैरामिनोफिनॉल फॉर पैरासिटामोल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. तो इसके रिलेटेड आई यूज्ड टू ट्रैक अनदर कंपनी और कपल ऑफ कंपनीज which was Valiant Organics, which they not able to scale it up well, even with the simpler route to manufacture the pack. इसका थोड़ा और स्टोरी आप देखोगे तो ग्रैन्यूल्स पैरासिटामोल मैन्युफैक्चर करता है. तो ड्यूरिंग द कोविड टाइम व्हेन देयर वाज अ हाई डिमांड फॉर द पैरासिटामोल, रॉ मटेरियल वाज नॉट अवेलेबल बिकॉज चाइना में एक प्लांट शट डाउन हो गया था. तो 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 देयर वाज अ चैलेंज फॉर द ग्रैन्यूल्स आल्सो फॉर टू प्रोक्योर देयर रॉ मटेरियल. एंड इंडिया में ज्यादा कोई पैप मैन्युफैक्चर करता नहीं, इट इज all imported. Then this Sadhana Nitrochemicals is like trying to manufacture the PAP with the different route, where there is no manufacturer in whole world. Probably एक ही कोई है and उसका कैपेसिटी भी बहुत कम है, शायद 1 2 मेट्रिक टन ऐसा कुछ है. While these guys are planning to have the plant of about 36,000 metric ton per year, with the different process which no one have. So the problem or the question is this ki, like can they scale up or they won't able to scale up. Now another background of this thing is, Vinati Organics also tried this process for probably 8 10 years, and then finally they failed and they're not able to manufacture the PAF with this route, which is uh, the the benzene based route, chlorobenzene based route. तो ये सब हिस्ट्री या ये सब अंडरस्टैंडिंग मुझे वो कंपनी से नहीं मिला बट द सेक्टर से मिला. सो आई वाज फॉलोइंग द सेक्टर And then I came across this opportunity, and then I thought कि ये हो सकता है नहीं हो सकता है. Gone and talked to various chemical experts who are been from the UDCT or ICT, which is a very famous college in Mumbai for the chemical engineers. तो ये सारी चीजें भी करनी, like we have to do these things, even if we don't have the initial understanding. And then you come to a certain conclusion कि इसमें इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए, या करना चाहिए तो क्या वैल्यूएशन पे करना चाहिए. दैट इज ऑल, you know better about the valuations and all. बट वो बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग आपको सेक्टर से ही मिलेगा, एंड सेक्टर आपको तभी समझेगा व्हेन यू विल फॉलो 10, 15, 20, 30 कंपनीज फ्रॉम द सेक्टर. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द इन्वेस्टमेंट स्पेसिफिक थिंग. बट आपको 30 कंपनी पता होगी तो आप एक कंपनी में जाके इन्वेस्ट करो, कर सकते हो. बाय डायरेक्टली यू कैनॉट गो अहेड एंड इन्वेस्ट इन अ फर्स्ट कंपनी wherever you end up with. So investing works always like that. Why Warren Buffett reads probably 500 pages every day when he was young? Because just to build a knowledge and a basic understanding. That doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and invest in every opportunity. So for this sadhana, I have never invested in this company because I was not sure that वो scale up कर पाएंगे या नहीं, because the complexity in the process means I have talked to probably 10 guys, and then they said that this is quite difficult to scale it. तो आगे जाके scale होता है तो let's see, like we'll take the call at that point of time. But आज तो मुझे उतना understanding नहीं है, या I don't have that risk taking capability कि मैं ये valuations पे जाके खरीदूं. But if they able to scale it up, the opportunity is very big. Uh, and that is how they will disrupt the whole market, because ये way of manufacturing से उनका cost of production भी थोड़ा कम हो जाएगा, effluent थोड़े कम निकलते हैं compared to another route. तो definitely per kg prices and everything will come down as a cost of production for them. So that is the later part of story. But question is that कि if they be able to crack it or not, it all depends on company का R&D background क्या है. तो ये सारी चीजें क्या आपके पास आंसर्स है, या आपको कुछ और बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, देन यू कैन लाइक गो अहेड एंड बेट ऑन दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी. बट रीडिंग ऐसा ही होगा आपको कि आपको लाइक एज आई सेड कि वैलिएंट ऑर्गेनिक्स पढ़ो, ग्रैन्यूल्स पढ़ो, या बाकी पैरासिटामोल मैन्युफैक्चरर्स कौन कौन है इंडिया में, ग्लोबली कौन है, वो क्या प्रोसेसेस फॉलो करते हैं, उनके बारे में पढ़ो. देन आपको समझेगा कि एक्चुअल में क्या स्टोरी है, एंड कैन यू बेट ऑन दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी और नॉट.
All right. Guys, the names taken are purely for illustrations. Please do not act on that. Please consult your advisors for any financial here, and we won't be responsible for any losses. So do not invest on the names taken during the conversation. So very interesting set of questions from Majid Ahmad. So he's asking, what's your view on micro cap investments versus angel investment? And if one another good question is, like, many people get caught in pump and dump scheme while investing in micro cap stocks. So how we can avoid it?
So angel investing, I think I have answered that, like the startup investing or the VC based investing. तो ये थोड़ा अलग है कि यहाँ पे the company might be very old company into a business, 20, 30, 50 year old company, but आज जाके कुछ change हुआ है वो company में, and still today it's a micro cap, but it can like grow very well in future. तो क्या history है, that you have to understand, and that's why it is different compared to angel investing. If I mean, if that is what you want to ask. uh, Second thing is what he said, like uh, can you repeat the
So
question,
he's
Majid?
asking, like, there is a lot of pump and dump in micro
Yeah,
cap
yeah,
investment.
yeah.
So how one we
Yeah,
can
very good
avoid it?
question. Whoever asked it. So yes, what I was saying, ki it is right. Like 95% of the stocks are like pump and dump scheme only, mostly which happens into a SME platform because of like a low capital requirement, and overall market cap भी बहुत कम होता है. तो ये सारी चीजें होती है. So we have to be very careful and extremely careful, I would say, and that's why I'm saying कि the SME or the micro cap investing, you probably cannot do just by looking at the balance sheet and the reading the annual report or the reading the conference call. You have to have some insights about the company, or like by your study and by your experience आपको मैनेजमेंट का क्या कैपेबिलिटी है वो समझ में आना चाहिए, probably based on their whatever they have executed till now and on various other things. But these things happen in the market, so you have to be extremely careful. आपको, if you are in a doubt, it's better like you don't go with that opportunity. I also follow the same rule, like despite meeting many managements, despite I think like this in business is very interesting, but I am not sure about the management. I will give it a pass. At the max, it will be opportunity cost for me, but it is okay that leaving that opportunity, and I might end up saving my capital. So जहाँ पर भी मुझे कुछ doubts है, I generally don't chase those opportunities.
Right. So,
And just last one, Prince, wherever I have confidence, I go like the maximum allocation. I mean, I'm a bit aggressive also on that part. So I can go up to 30, 40, 50% of the allocation also in a single stock of my portfolio, which is again not advisable to anyone. Just I'm telling what I do and what I don't. So it's better you get all insights or research on your side, and then it's best like you start with a small allocation, because even if you lose, end up losing very small amount.
so Shashank, like we take questions from the comments quickly, and in last, if the speakers have any question, we have one round of questions from them. So Nitin
Sure.
Shinoy is asking, there are areas that sometimes management is honest, confident to deliver, and gives a big guidance. However, due to some case such as raw material high cost, failing to win over contract bidding, or maybe any other unseen areas that company won't perform. So how you go about in such situations?
Yeah, good question. So see, management also don't have next 10 or 15, 20 years visibility. They also will have probably next 6 months or at the max 1 year visibility. So things can like go wrong in a business, and that's why it has some risk, inherent risk of various things. अभी ये यूक्रेन रशिया हो गया, which no one probably could have thought. What has happened during the COVID, no one had any idea or a clue. So how to hedge yourself is basically आप थोड़ा diversification करो, या initially थोड़ा bet कम लो, allocation कम रखो. And the second thing is, then the valuation, entry valuation has to be comfortable. आप बहुत एक्सट्रीमली हाई वैल्यूएशंस पे खरीदोगे एंड देन फिर मैनेजमेंट अच्छे से स्टोरी आपको बताएगा कि दिस विल हैपन, then that you will not end up making a decent profit out of that. So you have to be an early entrant, सो दैट कि मैनेजमेंट से कुछ गलती भी होती है या कुछ एक्सटर्नल सिचुएशन अफेक्ट्स दैट होल सेक्टर ऑफ द कंपनी, यू मे नॉट लूज like a big capital. So entry has to be very early with the valuations. That's what that would be my answer to this thing, because businesses are uncertain, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So you have to be prepared and try to be early uh, with uh, with the decent valuations as a entry valuations.
Right. So one question is stock specific from Yuvraj. We avoid that. And Samveg is asking, what are some questions that you ask while scuttle butting a company? What do you ask promoter that is not in the annual reports or any written documents?
Okay, interesting question. So I generally ask. Firstly, I would like to know about the journey about the management, like what they have done in last 20, 30, 40 years, how they started the business. Was he a founder that he started the business, or it was his family business? Just to get an understanding, like how much interest the current management have to run this business, and then I will keep on digging deeper and deeper कि अभी कौन business manage कर रहा है, why there is a interest to manage this business, what is your vision, where you want to take this business, आपने क्या niche build किया है in your career or in your last 10 15 years. कुछ प्रोडक्ट साइड में है, कुछ सर्विस साइड में है, R&D की कुछ कैपेबिलिटीज है क्या. So these various questions I generally understand just to gauge the management ki how committed they are, how they want to take this business ahead for next say 3 to 4 5 years. And I mean the question might be like then the business specific की competition कौन है, आप competition के comparison में कुछ अलग कर रहे हो क्या, which due to which you will have the better demand for your product and service. Then I will try to meet the supplier or customer just to understand what is their opinion about this company. तो ये you have to build it slowly and first meet में सब समझ में नहीं आता because promoters are also not that like comfortable that they will tell you everything in first meet only. So it takes like probably 2 3 4 meets 5 meets and then you actually start understanding more and more about the management and उसमें कुछ time भी चला जाता है because if you're going to meet management 5 times probably it is about a year. तो तभी आपको वो भी दिख जाता है कि मैनेजमेंट ने जो फर्स्ट मीट में बोला था कि ये हम एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे तो उसका क्या हुआ, वो एग्जीक्यूट हुआ या नहीं हुआ. नहीं हुआ रहेगा तो उसका क्या रीजन है, वॉज इट देयर कंपनी स्पेसिफिक रीजन या वॉज इट अ सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक रीजन. बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ टाइम लाइक इन माइक्रोकैप ये भी होता है कि सेक्टर बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म करता है बट ये कंपनी दे नॉट एबल टू स्केल अप डिस्पाइट द मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी वेरी बुलिश. सो वो किस में क्या इशू है, is it a genuine problem, is it like just management is trying to play with the words. So different things are there, so you have to approach the company by case basis.
Right. So one question again from Nitin. Is microcap stocks included in your portfolio model portfolio subscription plan?
Yeah, there are certain companies which are sub 10,000 crores market cap, so they are included.
Right. So Kaushik, you can go next.
Thanks, Prince. Am I audible for everyone, right?
Yeah, now you
Initially?
are audible.
Yeah. Okay. So you were speaking about sadhana. Can I understand what was your scuttlebutt on sadhana? Slightly more better understanding.
So I have never made the management of Sadhana. Neither tried much on that lines also. Just I mean I have met the guys who were from like as I said from the UDCT or ICT who were having a good understanding on a chemical part, or there are some guys who were working into say Bayer or say BASF or DuPont or these companies which are very well known. And then that is how I like understood that this this chemistry is not very easy. And then I checked about like with other guys and I mean some contacts from the granules also ki what is their call about the sadhana. Like probably 90% of the time I understood that ki this is difficult to achieve. So if they have got some breakthrough and done something out of the world, then फिर वो 100 में से 1% probability है कि वो achieve होगा and they will able to scale it up. But I mean I cannot bet my capital on that probability where the probability of happening is only very difficult. अभी last उनका update वो था कि they have they have successfully done everything, सिर्फ कुछ regulatory things are pending and they will able to come up with the production and start the production. But अब तक numbers में तो कुछ दिखा नहीं है. I have not followed it recently from last couple of months, so I don't know what is the very recent update. But अब तक तो as far as my understanding is कि numbers में तो अब तक दिखा नहीं है. So scuttlebutt यही था कि I have gone and met various guys from the chemical background and which are currently working in chemical companies which where they have a good circle कि उनको पता होता है कि पहले ही कि ये कंपनी का क्या कैपेक्स चल रहा है एंड उसका अब तक का क्या आउटकम है with their circle. So this is this type of scuttlebutt I try to do.
So, Sashank, one side is like what you want to know from the company, and the other part is what the company management wants to tell you. So, how to draw a fine line in between, like which information is useful or which information is just a feed from the management so as to portray everything is rosy about the company. So, how that segregation can be made. So, like, what are the something which you generate insights from when you visit a plant?
देखो प्रिंस and the firstly it is a very good question कि first you have to understand कि no management will speak anything bad about them. So you have to like everyone will tell only good things about them. So it is your own understanding कि आपको उसमें से कितना लेना है, and then you have to go and compare with other players कि इसमें से कितना सच है and kitna they are not the right thing. So management will only talk about the things which they want investor to listen. But that is how your scuttlebutt will come into a picture when you will go and meet other guys and understand what is happening on the ground. Then execution also will speak for itself कि execution ही नहीं हो रहा है, सिर्फ management वहाँ पे जाके like they are giving the extremely high guidances, then फिर it doesn't uh, like work in that way. So always like there will be the things which I would like to know, but the management probably won't give me that information, or they will only give me that information which they are willing to give. That's why I said it initially. It is a long process. I mean, it is, you cannot come to a conclusion on a day one.
All right. So, Keshav, you can unmute and quickly ask your question.
I just want to say to everyone over here that I fully agree with Sashank that I also follow one person known as Ramesh Amani. He's my mentor and guru in the markets, and he has made his name by investing in small caps, which have become mid caps and large caps. So investing in a 200 crore plus 200 crore market cap company, and if you see the size of the business, which is if it is scalable, if the management is good, then you can make a lot of money when the company grows, and you should have a 3 to 4 year investing horizon. So if you buy small cap stocks, you can make 5x, 10x, 20x returns on your portfolio in 3 to 4 years. My sir says be greedy, be long term greedy, don't be short term greedy. So if you're buying small businesses which grow big, you can make humongous money. And if you are going to allocate 5% or 2% or 3% to small caps and micro caps, where will you grow your capital? You're here in the market to make money, not to do time pass. So if you need to do your research, you need to know what you're investing in. But once you know that this company is a good company, you should not be afraid to allocate 10, 15, 20% of your portfolio in one stock. That is a way to make money, and that is a way to become big. Say 4 years ahead, say if you're at 5 crore, if your capital is 5 crores, if your portfolio is 5 crores, 4 years ahead, it should be 20, 25 crores. Otherwise, what's the point of investing money in the markets? You're all wasting your time listening, even listening to the conversation. If you look at Sashank's portfolio, he has allocated most of his money in micro caps, where he's done the research and where he's spoken to the management, where he's done the due diligence. So my sense is you should also be looking at micro caps and investing with Sashank. I think this is a very good, on a very good note. I have my highest regards for him, and his research is very good. And thank you so much. I'm so grateful and so happy that I'm part of this conversation.
Thank you,
Thank
Keshav.
you very much, Keshavji.
So, Tanmay, any question left from your end, or
Yeah, Prince, thanks for the opportunity to hosting with you. Just one more thing I want to ask Shashank. If Shashank, you already made a video on fine organics, I'll go and watch there. But if not, is the stock is in your radar? If yes, could you please tell me about that company? Just explain me what they do, and if it's in your radar. I mean, what are the products they made, and what is their competitive advantage? I just want to understand about that company.
So good question, Tanmay. I mean, what happened with the fine is like, I mean, it was always expensive for me whenever I used to see it, and that research, that in-depth research, never happened. To be very honest, I have not created a video on the fine organics till now. I have a basic understanding about what they do when I was doing my research on the Fairchem organics, but fine organics I have not checked. Some basic understanding I have that what are the raw materials which are different from the Fairchem and compared to fine, but I have not done like a very detailed understanding or the research on that. Probably I'll be doing it in upcoming time. I will share that video on YouTube.
Yeah, thanks, Susan. Please, I'll make another one comment and then I am done. So, guys, I mean, I just came to know Prince very recently, and I can follow. I am following him, and I'm seeing that he's doing great job bringing great investor into his Twitter handle. I'm listening all of that. I am also in the financial market for last 10 years. I thoroughly study about many companies and everything. So, people in that particular forum, whoever is there, if you feel like reaching out to me for any questions or anything, I am equally here there because I am having the same ideology of Prince to helping people to know the business and guide them on the investment journey. So just feel free to reach out to me, anybody, with a personal message, anytime, anything. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. So Kaushik, there was some issue previously, so you can unmute and ask your question now.
Yeah, thanks again. I don't know what happened with my internet and it's going and coming back. Sorry for this trouble. Yeah, I'm just continuing the conversation that we started on sadhana and that we ended. How about the research and how is the process of like I have read about them? They are going in the nitrobenzene route and PNCB route is another one variant of 8 years of research that they started going to PNCB route and they started getting success over there. But nitrobenzene was very hard. But in Sadhana case, the nitrobenzene is actually raw material for them, which is the end product that they are like doing as a raw material. And also, there is an US based company who is actually supplying the same product to Johnson and Johnson in the nitrobenzene route, where the high pressure of hydrogen is been compressed and then gets the highest quality of nitrobenzene, and that has an uh, four stage process, and then it's been converted into paraminophenol, and the paraminophenol is getting converted through granules or any other person in India who has the license to PAP, paracetamol. So in this value chain, according to where is actually the money lying, and which actually has a component that we have to be looking very carefully. Because according to my research and my understanding about the company, because I have been to, honestly speaking, I have been to Roha to see their plant and everything. So I just wanted to understand from your view.
I mean, if you can add your comments if possible, like what you feel about the sadhana by checking the plants and all, it will be helpful for my understanding also. And then I will just add what are the benefits of the nitrobenzene route compared to PNCB.
Yeah, that I would love hearing from you. That what is the exact chemistry, if you can understand, and that if you can give the input, I would like to hear that.
I mean, my basic understanding is that only like PNCB, when you go from the PNCB route, that then you have the PAP and orthoaminophenol, which is the byproduct, while in case of nitrobenzene route, you have only aniline as a byproduct. So yield in case of the this second route or the nitrobenzene route is much higher compared to the first one, which is the traditional route of PNCB. What has happened with the Valiant was their challenge with the continuous process. So I think they on the day one, from the day one they started with the continuous route, which they not able to scale up while they were getting the required quality for the from the batch process. And slowly they have started ramping up the batch process, and the company is giving the guidance that sooner or later they will crack the continuous one. But in case of sadhana, so So you have, I think, done a good amount of research on the chemistry part and the global like various manufacturers. So if you will observe, I don't think there is any manufacturer from the China also which has opted this nitrobenzene route. So and the US manufacturer, I am
I'm
not sure.
sorry to stop here. I'm sorry to stop here. In India only, we have another person called as Farmson, who's not at all listed. He's a small guy with 22,000 metric tons per annum. He has 4,000 metric tons in nitrobenzene route.
Yeah,
Just an
but
addition.
Farmson is probably the largest manufacturer of the paracetamol, right? Which
Yes,
have
yes,
the maximum capacity which is allocated for the exports.
yes.
So 4,000 metric ton, I don't know, like if will change much for them, and probably they will be also doing it as a backward integration or something like that. But maximum dependency Farmson also have for the paraminophenol must be from the China only because there is no producer. You check what is the capacity of the Farmson for the paracetamol and compare that with the this capacity. And you check the numbers of the or the guidance which is given by the sadhana nitro, that is 36,000 metric tons. So there is a the good amount of difference between these two things. So I don't know like if it will happen or not, but if it will happen, then it will be a major big breakthrough. Probably it will be the largest manufacturer in the world. Do you know anyone who is manufacturing 30 or 40,000 metric tons with this route? I don't know at least.
That's true. He'll be the largest player if he's able to do. Any idea on the cost structure? What will be the PNCB route cost structure if the production happens in the PNCB? Total cost plus the markup of the manufacturer and what will be the end price? Also, if
So
it is in the nitrobenzene, what can be the cost and unit economics? Any unit economics idea?
okay. So exact unit economics. I mean, I have done some calculation and I have checked. I'll share that with you. But what I have heard when I was doing this research is that Sadhana was like going to the market and they were saying that we can offer this product probably for 200 rupees a kg, where generally this product is say 300, 400, or during COVID time probably gone to 7, 800 also. So which shows that like their unit economics or cost of production has to be lower compared to their other competitors. क्योंकि 180 200 रुपए केजी में बेचेगा तो फिर they definitely has to make some money out of it, and that will possible only if they will have the lower amount of cost associated with that. So exact figures I will have somewhere. I have to check it. As I told you, like I have not followed this thing in last 2 3 months.
Sure, sure, sure. Thanks, sir. If
But
anything
very good
comes on.
research on your end also, right? I mean, I would like to connect with you.
Sure, sure, sure. Uh, if anything comes out to be on your side, do write it or like it would be very happy that we can share the research out.
Sure, sure. Yeah,
Thanks, Prince, for the opportunity.
able to hear Prince now.
Sorry, Prince, you're not audible.
Yeah, yeah.
Prince come back, can I ask another question? When I was joining, you were speaking about Poshak. So what's your thought process on Poshak? Again, it's a Gujarat-based, Vadodara-based company. So anything over there?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I understand that, but you check like where the plant is situated. I think it is very near to
Vadodara,
Alembic or
yes.
in the. I mean, I think the plant is in the campus of the Alembic group itself. So you can check what is the revenues which Alembic group is doing and what kind of revenues the Poshak is doing. So if something happens to the Poshak plant, is there any risk for the Alembic as a group also? So that will give you some insights about like the I mean what can happen or why they are taking such a risk.
Sure. Thanks, thanks for this. And Prince messaged me. it's time for closing it, and thanks for giving the sharing the knowledge, and it's been great hearing you. And if possible, we'll do another section very soon, and happy to learn, Kolan.
So thank you very much, Prince, for hosting. And guys, if you get some time, do check my YouTube channel. You will have very good insights on very various stocks and the sectors. So you can follow my work over there. And I also keep posting on various stocks and sectors on Twitter handle also. So you can check it out. Thanks again, and thank you very much for this opportunity. Have a great
Thanks. Yeah.